Hello and welcome to Joyride with your hosts, the metaphysical moms, Tiffany and Carrie. Joyride takes you on a spin through all things spiritual and soulful, including holistic healing, energy work, and personal development. Now, here are your hosts, Tiffany and Carrie.
Hello, Tiffany and Carrie.
Hello, Carrie and Tiffany.
How are you, darling?
You know what? I am great. I am great.
You're pink today.
Am I pink? Did I put on too much pink?
No, it's very cute.
Thank you.
It's pink highlights.
I'm sort of just blushing. That's all.
She is very pink. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Joyride. Thank you for joining us. It's May 15th, 2018. Show number?
Sure enough, 97.
What? We're going to have to figure out something fun to do for our 100th show here in a couple of weeks. What are we going to do?
Cut you off. I'm in my own track. I don't know what we're going to do, but I think from here on out, we are going to give stuff away every show.
Give stuff away every show. All right, so today we'll do a giveaway. So thank you if you are joining us live on Facebook or on YouTube a little later on, or on our podcast, or wherever you find us. Thank you so much for joining us. Please like, share, subscribe.
Yep.
To all your other metaphysical mamas and papas who are on this spiritual path with us. And this is just a fun time to kind of get together every week.
Yo, somebody turn off their phone.
Chit chat.
Oh, wait, is it me?
Okay, so in the house today we are having a party.
It was me.
We're having a party and you're invited. So
I love a party.
I love a party. Joining us is Carrie, Shiny, Silver Linings, Mina.
Hi. That was a long intro.
And Sarah Kajawa. And Sinky, Sarah Kajawa.
So these are our sisters, and we
They are our soul sisters.
We play together, and we haven't seen each other in a long time, so this is going to be fun. We have a lot to catch up on, and we love each other, and we just support each other, and everybody brings their unique, interesting, just ingredient to the soup.
As Nora would say, your special sauce.
Your special sauce.
Your special sauce to the soup.
And it's not ketchup and mayonnaise.
No.
Anyway, so
sriracha.
Well, okay, so we really and Emma, I don't know if you're listening, but we were thought about bringing you in late last night, but this is sort of all came together very quickly, and it was where was I going with that? Anyway, okay, no, I want to talk about your experience. You guys really
Vegas.
Seriously, Vegas. This is like we decided to catch up on stand-up.
I know, because I haven't had a chance to dish to you about the grand
Somebody
adventures.
doesn't answer their phone ever.
Carrie will not answer her phone. Maybe a
Facebook
text,
Messenger.
maybe a
Facebook
message,
Messenger.
but don't call her.
Not even a text.
I have a phone phobia. It makes my armpit sweat, and I can't do it.
So we have to do this face to face, because or else you don't see her.
Another weird mark in the weird column.
I don't know what it is. I just don't like the phone.
Because they're listening.
Maybe. But nobody's listening right now, right?
That's right.
Okay.
Just our friends. Just our friends around the globe.
Well, let me tell a little bit about it, and then, we'll just see if a conversation starts about it, because we both had some magic things happen. But, so we had our big Stardust event in, I'm going to say Vegas, although it was like an hour outside. We rented a house in the middle of the desert. It was a dirt road to get out there. Cool. There was a group of girls that rented an RV. I don't know how they made their way off-road in getting there, but they did. So this house was completely isolated, and what we were doing was inviting our alien friends, and they are I'm going to call them a species of tall whites, and
The Shar
they call themselves the Sarsar, which that name comes from, I don't know, something to do with their star system, and they had to invent a human word for us because we can't speak their language. We don't have the right vocal cords, right? They like chirp and purr. Chirp and purr and bark.
And burp?
Bark. They bark a little bit.
Maybe burp. Maybe burp.
Well, I have a burp story, and let me start with that. It's a great story.
Squirrel.
But Friday,
Don't bring up farting.
We didn't get to that part yet. Maybe the next one. But on Friday night, my partner and my soul sissy, Hermina, channeled who is known as the teacher. You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. She is a Sarsar who is, oddly enough, the teacher. And she teaches the children. And she wanted to come check out our party I didn't understand what she wanted. I just wasn't clear on it, because usually when I do these things, we pull up a couple chairs and it's like a little gallery. You know, you ask questions of the guests, but she didn't want any part of that. She wanted us to just go on business as usual at the party, and she wanted to mingle. So once we figured that out, she was so nervous. She didn't want eyes on her. She's very shy. But she wanted to try human food. And so she's like, I want to taste meat.
So this is Hermione tasting food.
Trans-channeling.
She's trans-channeling the alien teacher.
Why didn't you come in person?
Well, I don't, there's a whole thing about that. I guess we're just not ready to see the aliens.
Okay, got it.
Yes, and we all really wanted that. And I know some people were counting on that. I didn't ever really think that we would see them, because I don't think we're there yet. Yeah. But I was hoping for flashy lights in the sky or something. They did play with flashlights with. I wasn't.
I think of that movie Cocoon, where they come out of their the skin suits and they're the light beams.
Right. Well, I've been one of us coming.
Yeah,
I know. Huh?
Got to unzip.
Carrie got naked.
So
what happens in Vegas?
All right, I know. Shh. So Hermione's the teacher's
right.
walking around Hermione's body, and she's giving everybody hugs, and she's tasting food, and she's ate some pizza. She wasn't really interested in that. She didn't like meat.
She didn't like it like Selena.
Nope, she did not. She didn't like the pizza like Selena, but she did like the bread. So she's a girl after my own heart. She really wanted to taste soda, so I gave her
junk food. Really?
I know. I've been on those ice drinks, so I handed her one of those, because to me that's a soda, and she goes, no, I want a real soda. So I cracked open a Coke, and she didn't like it. She spit it right out. But she liked the ice drink, so she chugged that, and she was going around giving everybody hugs. And this one man, Lisa's husband, she gives him a hug and backs away from him and lets out this huge belch, and she goes, oh, is that bad? She was so cute. She'd never burped before. She'd never have carbonation before. So I was so charmed by her. We just followed her around, and she went outside. She picked up dirt, and
she wanted to feel it with
playing with gravel. She goes, if I did this with my own hands, it would cut my skin. She was like really interested in exploring with this body.
Hermione, you need more lotion.
No, she was okay. It was the teacher that would have gotten cut. So that was interesting. And then the next day, Hermione trans-channeled Sam, who was her husband. And Sam I know he has a sense of humor, but for us, he kind of puts on like a serious front. So he just, is a real Q&A, and we got a lot of information, and he wanted to talk about different realities, and we did that, but then it was just open forum, and everybody was just asking their own personal questions. And that was cool too. And in between, we're doing all of our other activities. We're playing hide and seek with our divining rods and finding the aliens. And then the next day, I got to meet my spaceman. And Hermione trans-channeled him. So I got to, I'm going to say meet him face to face, but it was Hermione's body. So it's the closest I can get. But as soon as he got, a little comfortable with this body, he grabbed me and threw me over and hugged me, and I was just, wrapped in his arms on his lap, and I'm just kind of flailing there. I wasn't expecting it. So I climbed up on his lap, and I gave him a big hug, and then he, said, okay, that's enough, show's over. And he puts me to the side, but then he grabbed me again and gave me another big hug, and it was really sweet, and we, He didn't want to be that kind of form thing either. So he climbed down on the floor. Oh, no, this is funny. I said, come on. We put a big tarp on the floor. We were going to paint rocks and leave them out in the desert for the Sarsar to collect, because they are only allowed to collect things that have been abandoned. So we set intentions to abandon our rocks. So he says he wants to come down and paint rocks with us. So I'm like, well, come on, let's go sit. And I grab his hand and stand up and start to walk over to the floor. And he sits right back down, because he's like, whoa, this body is like a rock. He was not used to it. So he had to get his human legs going, his land legs. And we went and sat down on the floor, and he did, in fact, choose a rock. He chose a really unattractive rock that was there for the purpose of just weighting stuff down. But that's okay. It was his rock, and he was really excited because he's got this rock, and he's throwing it back and forth. He goes, wow, I'm so strong. He's flexing his muscles because he doesn't have that strength as a Sarsar. So he was really sweet too and charming, and and answered everybody's questions. And it's so interesting because he's just such a dude. He's just so manly. I mean, he's like sitting like this, and
You scratch him.
yes,
Adjusting.
Right. That's exactly how he was. It was so interesting.
So he's been watching. What was that show with? Anyway, doesn't matter.
What?
When he sit with his hands in his pants.
Oh yeah, Al Bundy.
Married with children.
Right. So I loved that. I mean, who gets to do that? It was such a special, unique, and
You
magical
and
experience.
Sarah.
I know.
And everybody else who joined you at the event.
Yeah. So it was like it was extraordinary and ordinary at the same time, just to be sitting on the floor painting a rock. But it's with my alien husband. It was so cool. And Sarah, I'm gonna go ahead and tell a little bit about your story.
Yeah, go ahead, because I wasn't there.
You
So
were
go
not
ahead.
there. So apparently,
Intrigued.
excuse the language, you know there is no filter, but apparently Sarah did a little cock blocking one night because my spaceman
So what?
visited me in my hotel room, which is actually her hotel room. She went ahead and let me have her other bed.
In a body, or in his non-body.
In his
his light
actual
body.
alien body.
Okay.
So it was him. I
have to ask.
He put on his
I know, we gotta
disguise and came to our hotel room. And so I asked him, what have we been up to? And he goes, well,
Okay, now are you seeing him, or you're just mentally in like?
no, I don't
meditation
see him
mode?
at all. This is me and him sitting on the couch as Hermione when I'm having this
Okay,
conversation with him.
After the fact.
And he said, well, we had other people in the room with us that night. So there was, we kept it pretty PG. And I said, well, who was there? And Sarah, that was not a high five. That was, I can't believe you did this.
It was a
Tell it to the
baseball.
hand.
Sarah has issues. She's got to collect every single feather she
There is.
finds.
She does.
But
So I have 4,222.
At least. So we're walking out of the
They're
hotel
messages.
room. Or this
angel
is
kisses.
a little backstory. She didn't sleep well. The bed messed her back up. She's a little uncomfortable, but she's like trudging along, and she sees feathers on the ground, and she bends over to pick them up. Not one. So I'm taking out my camera and I'm taking a picture of her bending down to pick up this
There were
feather because I
several
can't believe
feathers
how
in my
ridiculous
path,
she is
in the parking lot.
So I finally got the picture ready. The camera's ready. She's bending down to pick up another feather. So that's the picture I take, and she gets stuck mid-squat. She's like, my back, my back. So Heather's helping her Hermione is helping her stand back up, and I'm just taking pictures of the whole thing. Anyway, so Sarah's in this. Now fast forward again. So Sarah's in
Not there to help you, but
I
I'm
got
going to
hauled
get a
off to
good
jail.
ass shot of it.
And my girlfriend said, "Can I take a picture? Are you handcuffed?" Mike, really? I was like 20. I didn't pay a ticket, but still.
Yeah. Well, that wasn't
Great.
intentional.
What
it
are
just
friends for?
happened.
I'm going to
Right,
document
right.
your misery.
Oh my
She's like, don't post that one.
Don't post that. I was in horrible pain.
So she's in the room. I can't even remember why I'm bringing that up. But anyway, it matters. So she's in the
Because
room.
I was in the
It's a
hotel
backstory
room.
because she did.
I was
she
flat on my
feathers.
back.
Okay,
Locking
so,
it.
so she couldn't come to the event, so we had to just leave her be at the hotel room. So what happened was Avery told me that the reason, this is going to make me cry. I'm so inspired by this. Get your tissues out. I'll tear this in half if anybody needs some. But Avery said that the reason that we weren't alone is because two Sarsar women wanted to come and talk to Sarah because one of them has a very sick child, and he was recently shipped to another planet or ship. And they were so impressed by her being able to overcome her son's passing that they wanted to learn how, and they found huge inspiration in her. And I just can't believe that her work is crossing dimensions and other, alien races. Isn't that's so beautiful? I'm so touched by that. I can't ever get over it. So in
That's
that particular
incredible.
Crazy
instance,
cool.
That's incredible. You have no
And
idea.
I don't remember any of
the
that.
ripple
That was
effect
subconscious.
of how far out into the cosmos
Yes.
your love, your bravery, your oh my gosh.
Yes, and so in fact, the teacher had told us that Stardust actually is more. The ripple effects are going across the galaxy more than they are here on Earth with the humans. So we are making a bigger impact than any of us even realize.
That's what that's oh my god. That's where is it in my head? Anyway, that's what that's what they said, is that it's like they watch it back home.
Patrick
Yeah.
DeHaan's
Thank you. Sorry,
alien
Patrick.
guide.
Okay.
Yeah.
Zeb.
I was just talking to him. Okay.
So that's my story about how I got cock blocked by Sarah.
And I don't remember any of it because I was on drugs.
But she was on
I was on
drugs all weekend. She's a girl after my own heart. I missed out on all that. I'm just kidding. But it was.
So have you connected with these ladies yet, though? Have you? Because you have your own.
Right. The day
gifts.
that we were, night before we were leaving, two came in to talk to me. It was a male and a female, and I know one was Sam. And so I said, "Oh, I'm busy right now. Let's talk tomorrow," because I was trying to get everything done, to leave for the trip, not thinking.
Put them off.
I know. Aliens coming to visit you.
I've done that once with Jesus. I said,
meds.
I don't want to talk right now. I'm too mad. No, I was mad at the time.
I don't want to.
Not knowing, but I was getting all these indications that something was going to change with me. But I thought it was for the good, and I didn't know it was going to hurt my back.
Oh.
Right?
How are you now? Is it better?
Better. I'm about 90%.
Yeah.
So she did receive some healing from the ETs that night.
That's a good lesson to learn. That even when stuff like that happens, that you think I've been doing everything right, and my back goes out. There's a
I mean, I know
good
there's always some emotional, as you know.
Yeah.
Tied to it, and some emotional thought that triggered it. But there's something that's happened
You
several
got
times
Gloucester,
since since Adam passed with my back, and so of course we were going out in the middle of nowhere in the desert, so it's not like I had access to an emergency room or anything.
You do have a bunch of energy healers
Yes,
around.
That is true.
Right. So that was a huge
That's a silver
benefit too,
lining.
because I was going to help. I was going to help and do and be.
You.
And so,
I got you.
Thank you.
and so one of the blessings out of this was that I was able to enjoy everyone else's healing, because everyone there was a healer.
Yeah.
You got to receive.
Yeah, I got to
She
receive.
did. She had
from-
about
yeah.
at least 10 people working on her.
So she's the mama. So things are constantly
are.
going out. So it was nice to hear that
And
it
different
was
types of
coming.
energy healing. So I got to try all different things.
That's really cool.
Yeah, so that was a huge part. It was painful, but I know that was my part, was to receive, not to give.
Okay, so you
That
got
was it.
next time they come in, you got to make an appointment.
Well,
Let them come in.
have they been back in?
No, and I haven't even asked him to come back in. So I will after today. I will.
You haven't opened the portal.
I know that anytime I can if I want, but I'm so busy sometimes that I just don't even want to sit. Okay, this is what I need to work on today. You know what I mean? How we go through these stages.
Absolutely.
I'm focusing on this, and then I go back to that.
Right.
So I'm just got to go back to that. And she's got an event coming up, another Stardust at her house this summer.
Oh yeah, we're gonna
Or
talk
this
about
fall.
that.
Excuse me, fall.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to do the same thing.
coming
we
to that
did.
one.
We're
Are
coming
you?
to that one.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. So that's going to be mid-October. So if you're interested, you guys can
Wait,
private
I thought it
message
was
me.
July.
Let me
Oh,
check.
shiny.
Shiny.
That's
Okay,
shiny.
I got shiny.
Okay, so
too.
lay it all out for us.
All right.
So Stardust is in Houston in October.
Mid-October.
Date to be determined at your
No,
house.
no, we got
Oh,
it.
you
It's
do.
the middle one, whatever it is, like the
14th or whatever.
14th and 15th or
Okay.
12th and 13th, whatever it is. It's the middle Saturday and Sunday.
Okay, so at your house, and so you can go to
You can
your
find me.
website,
Yes.
silverlininghealings.com.
Yeah, you can do that. There's I don't know if we even have a link in there.
I don't think so.
Come
She
to
will.
Go to
Okay, I guess I have
Stardust
to
on
now.
Facebook. You can go to Stardust.
Or just message me, Carrie Silverlining Mena, on Facebook, because that's probably your best bet. I'm always in the messenger.
She may not answer.
she won't answer. You don't call.
So I also
I stalk her.
You leave in your
And I also
voicemail.
leave pictures.
I know.
love to
I
leave
this
pictures.
is so cute. So I also have, my shiny events too. So I have one in UK that's coming up, and there's no more places to sleep with us, but you can still come to the event. That's
Are you going to that one?
that's the third weekend of June. In July,
be going to
July
one, just
6th
one.
and 7th, I have a shiny in Los Angeles,
I'm
and
going to
then
that
the
one.
following weeks, the
I'm going to
14th
that
and
one.
15th, or 15th and 16th.
14th and 15th.
Okay, that's
one
at
in-
my house also. Are you guys going to that?
Yes, that's
Yeah,
the
wait,
one.
wait. What's
Okay.
the one in LA?
That's another shiny show.
But where?
That's at the
when?
Jesus house.
Right, it's the Jesus. You guys don't know the Jesus story. I'll tell you that over brunch. But yeah, I have a Jesus story.
Do you
I have
remember
two
when you were
Jesus stories.
sitting around scrapbooking and you were worried about planning your first
I
little event and
know!
how am I going to do it? And here you are
I
with your international tour dates.
I have the notes from when we sat around and you guys were giving me ideas on what
And
to
you
do.
were
I
so
have those
nervous.
notes.
And Eric's like, just do it, just do it, just do it.
Now it really has
Yeah.
become easy. I was pretty stressed out at the beginning of the year about all this stuff.
Well, you're
but
planning like 4 or 5
I
international
was,
events.
but not anymore. Now it's all planned and it's paid for. We're on the plus side, so I can breathe easy. Whew.
Right. Well,
So-
Jesus led you to that house, so.
That is so funny. I'll share
Okay, tell the
Jesus
story.
No, it's a long one, and I've already told it online. And
Okay.
I don't want to hog all of the room. But can I use you guys for just a
Yeah,
sec?
yeah, of
Okay, as
course.
long as I'm plugging and sharing about stuff. In between UK and LA, I'm going to go to Belgium for a couple days.
Yes.
I'm gonna go see my guy. I can't be on that half of the world without going to see Michael. But I'm only gonna be there for a couple days. So I wanted to ask any of the Belgish people listening if you wanna message me and maybe we can have a lunch or a dinner date that weekend, a group of us.
That would be fun.
Yeah, so
When did you
message
do that?
me.
What
and help-
weekend?
Facebook Messenger.
Facebook Messenger.
What weekend are you going?
That will be the very last weekend of June. I'll get there on Friday night, the 29th, and I'm leaving early Monday morning. So I have all day Saturday and all day Sunday. I kind of want to relax too because it's going to be like my big week following that
Yeah.
too.
I'm getting claustrophobic. Those are so many dates you're already
I
booked.
know. I'm just slammed for like a whole month because
That's
we're
awesome,
doing
though.
UK
That's
for a
gonna be
whole
fun.
week. You know, we go and tour castles and ruins. And last time we were there, Allison picked up dinosaur energy, and we had monks and kings. It's so fun hanging out with her. I mean, you just never
Jonathan in the pub.
Jonathan in the pub, Freddie
The
Mercury in
Woodpecker
the
Inn.
car. You know, it's Woodpecker Inn. Yep. So we have a lot of fun. So sign up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes, I
you
know.
come and like
Seriously.
be part of this. This is a very interactive experience.
It's
and
a
you
life-changing event. You will leave these places, these events, with your life changed. And one of my favorite promotions about these is that you leave them, they feel like family. So
Yeah.
when I go each time, it's like a family reunion. And each time I go, I got some of my cousins from the last event and the new cousins that are coming too. So it's a great mix of new and, I don't want to say old, but you know what I mean. So it's really,
Established.
really fun. There you go, established.
Seasoned.
Well,
That's right.
you know what it does is that everybody kind of starts playing off the energies. And so it
Yeah.
gets higher and higher. And
Absolutely.
it's like you
And
just stay in
expands
this
and expands.
constant. Yeah.
And you know
the
what
state.
happens with that too is that when events are over, I'm sure you guys have noticed this to a degree, you get kind of a
let down.
hangover.
It's like December
Because you're-
26th.
Yeah, exactly. Because your endorphins are so up there, and then you crash because the anticipation is gone and the event is over, and so
That's why you got to plan another one.
that's the
That's
truth.
right.
That's the only
Run on the
cure.
heels.
Come back again.
Yeah, so if the listeners come to the Houston events, they can meet you too.
Exactly.
That would be
Yes.
fun, too.
Maybe Elisa will be there.
She better
coming?
be.
Mama
She says she
Elisa?
is, but you know she forgets stuff all the time.
know.
So I'm constantly reminding her mid-July, mid-July.
Okay, so my birthday.
Yes.
We've discussed it 5 times. We have the exact same birthday. And so on my birthday, I sent her, because I really wanted to see her on my birthday, but it didn't work out. And so
Right.
I sent her a text like, happy birthday, yay, and everything. She's like, oh, thank you. Next day, is today your birthday? No, it's the 21st. Like,
But
you.
see, it was she thought it was the 22nd, 22, that's okay.
Oh, that's true.
Your magic number. You
That's
are
you.
Sinky Sarah. I swear.
I
love
saw
you.
14 yellow modes of transportation on the way here, and that was with me driving. So just think, had I been able to
Tell
to the right
them about the yellow blur.
Oh, yeah. Oh, so something special always happens to me every Mother's Day. So this was my 5th Mother's Day since Adam passed. I take it back. The very first Mother's Day was not so good. But the second, third,
Carrie's
and fourth,
opening a
very
cookie.
memorable.
Do it. will you?
Go ahead.
And this one. So I asked Carrie, there was a local medium, a Houston medium that was having a gallery reading. And it came up on one of those sponsored Facebook pages, you know, advertised. So we decided to go a few hours before the event, and it was out in North Houston. So we went not anticipating any messages. And it was only, I think, a crowd of maybe 50, I guess, at a really cute venue. So we sat in the front row. Oh, we bent time getting there because it was going to take us like 45 minutes, and we got there in like 32 minutes.
She's really good at that.
She drove.
And I
We
drove.
still-
I'm the slow driver.
You're a granny.
I'm a slow driver. I am a granny. And so we sat in the front row, and we didn't know anything about this medium. And she was lovely. I knew we needed to go, but I thought we were going so we could help others, which in turn, I guess we did.
We did, yeah.
But it was to show us, you know, there's such a variety in all the mediums, right?
Yeah.
In different personalities.
Small,
But
mediums,
she
large
really,
mediums.
really, yeah, it really resonated with
What
me.
is it?
She's so
Ba-na-na-na-na. Never mind, go ahead.
And so she started out, and she was giving long readings, you know, like Teresa Caputo gives like a 2-minute, you know, around the gallery. And she started with someone with like about 10 minutes with the first person, and then next up they asked about a mother-in-law, and so I raised my hand because you know a lot of them will piggyback. There might be 5 people in the room that might have, you know,
Similar
a son named
messages,
John
yeah.
or whatever, and so you can still get a message through someone else's. And so the second reading she did was for me. It was my mother-in-law and father-in-law came through. So, and they were said to give them props that it wasn't just all Adam. First off, that was
He
really
hogs
cool.
it.
And some personal messages for the family. And then she goes, yeah, I see. And then I knew Adam was going to come up because I was trying to read her energy that she was reading, right? Because she was standing in front of me. And then she was talking about namesakes. And I said, well, you know, Adam's middle name, he was named after his grandfather, his father-in-law's middle name. And so it came up, and then she goes, yeah, she goes, this young energy, he's just full of energy. He's like, she didn't say ADD, but that's what it was. It was nice. He was implied. Saying that he's just full of it, and that they help settle him down and keep him in line, right? My in-laws. You need the ground and the other side. And then she goes, I see this yellow, like, just this yellow going by. This yellow going by like a blur. And I go, oh, I said, I noticed yellow modes of transportation. That's kind of one of my signs. I said, it started like, 3.5 years ago.
Started with my dad.
Yeah, started with your dad. And then she started laughing because we were cutting up. You know, we're laughing just right along with her and help feeding the energy of the room, I guess you could say, trying to make it more positive because there were a lot of
it was like a Mother's Day theme. I really didn't belong there, but even I got a message.
Yeah, and so but she had beautiful messages saying, you know, that sprinkling Adam all over and talking about this was the bigger plan and what else did she have to say? Just lots of cool things, but it was neat for me to get messages because I really wasn't anticipating any messages.
It was Mom Day,
so that was really cool for Mother's Day. So that was my gift, one of my gifts for Mother's Day.
And then after the event, we both went. You know, we picked our people. It's like you need to check out Channeling Air because we had somebody who had just lost a son to suicide, and she went, passed out her card because there are people that might benefit from learning how to do grief differently.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
this was just
I'm hosting.
It was this year.
Yeah,
a couple days ago.
I was going to make a smart-assy remark. What do you do when you go by a bus barn? A school bus barn?
Yeah, what do you think when I go by like
taxis?
Construction sites,
right? Yeah, all the cats.
I'm sorry, I had to ask that.
So talk about sprinkling Adam everywhere. You're doing grief differently. So with Adam and Sarah is huge.
Yeah, thank you.
Do you remember just when you
I was
just a couple
so
years
nervous.
ago when you were
I was
so
nervous about starting that group.
To start,
you know what it was? A lot of the story was behind. I knew I was going to have my own group. I didn't know how it was going to turn out. Part of it was that I didn't have a partner. You know, everyone else I know.
She's a single, a singleton.
A single lady.
Oh, the single lady.
Everyone else has a partner, so you can toss the ideas around and talk, and kind of help each other to boost each other. But I didn't. I had Adam, of course, but
he's going hello.
But it's it's different. So
you need a skin
that's
suit.
why I kept.
I've noticed though that Adam won't shut up, and he's got something to say
it
all day long.
It's usually a movie or a song or something.
Yeah. So I knew we were going to start a group, and then I talked to Carrie about a few things, and I was just dragging my feet. But everything's divine timing, as we know, right? And so we started the group calling "Doing Grief Differently" with Adam and Sarah. So I've got the D capitalized in Adam for several reasons. First off, I know Cindy Adams, who has a son Adam in spirit, who's a friend of mine, and I know other Adams in spirit. So to keep it kind of separate and to identify, I capitalized the D. Okay, that's one of the reasons. Plus, when he was small, we kind of just would call him Ad, like as if Adam was too long. Like my daughter Amy, we call her Ames. Like so. So many of us close people would call him Ad. I mean, he didn't go call himself Ad, but so it kind of stuck. See how it was all planned out already to get that capital D, so I can carry it through. So it's kind of like a trademark thing. So it's a group of just doing grief differently, meaning in search of different ways, alternative ways of doing grief. Not the traditional, deep, dark, sad way, but to be able to lift yourself up, uplifting stories. So this is all more positive, uplifting stories where I give channel messages of Adam every day from Adam.
And it's beautiful. And I know, and I want to point out, if this is okay, that you've learned that you had a couple of lifetimes where you didn't. You've played this out, and it was very, very different. And so you've done the dark walk.
Yep.
And not to say this whole thing has not been light. I mean, you had to walk through a lot in order to get to this space.
So I think on a soul, you get those little bits, those little chunks where you recognize it and go, ooh, and then you just follow that path for a while.
Yeah.
Right? But you got to get high enough to see that light. Because if you're in that dark tunnel the whole time, you don't see those.
You're in the subway, you can't see the light. Yeah, exactly.
You don't see those solar lights. You got to get up. Get up on top.
No, that's true.
And not that I don't, of course I miss him every single second of every single day physically. But our relationship is built and is so much stronger, but it's different. It's not the it's not the motherly type. I can't tell them what to do anymore. I can't order them around. Not that I guess I could order them around, really, anyway. But, yeah, more of a partnership. So we're co-creating, and I have to trust whatever comes through, so I don't plan it. So that's the part of when you lose someone so close, you've got to be more mindful, more present, and you kind of stay in the moment. So I can say, okay, let's talk about this, and they'll drift me off to this. No, we're going to talk about this because there's going to be so many people that message will piggyback into that group. Because it's not just Adam I'm channeling. They've got all the loved ones from everyone, all the members of the group are also chiming in. So no, if you say this person's going to pick up on this message, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. With a song or whatever.
Sarah, you and I talk about this, but I'm going to open this door so that you can mention it now. I'm going to ask a question that I already know the answer to. So is it only Adam that we can talk to because he's like a superstar on Facebook now, or can we each talk to our own people that have crossed over just as easily?
Anyone and everyone. And that's what I want to emphasize. Everyone can talk to their loved ones or galactic beings or their third cousin twice removed, whatever. So you can. That's why I wanted the format to feel so, not to put Adam in charge, that we all can. But sometimes in the beginning of the process, it's easier to try to connect to someone that you're not so emotionally distraught over.
Yeah. Well, and also I know that my grandfather came through with James Van Prague. And he was explaining that they have to connect with you on that side too. That they may have a harder time. It's not just that you pass and all of a sudden you're like, whoa, and you're enlightened. I mean, you are to a large degree. I think the scales fall off, as they say, but they have to meet you. And so Adam is a very good conduit. You know, he's a bouncer.
He's
too.
the meet and greet.
I'm sure he also keeps other things out. And
he's the Walmart greeter.
Right. Hello. Come on in.
And that's,
you go with her, and she goes with him. But I think that's and he probably can help assist on that side as well.
Yes. And part of his purpose now on the other side is to help others who transition tragically like he did.
So he has, what I find fascinating about this, like I imagine Eric and Adam, like they all kind of
ride motorcycles,
hang out. Seriously?
Yeah.
And you can't tell
eat pizza, burp, drink beer,
get high.
You can.
Your Adam
what I want to show everyone. No, he did. And show everyone he did.
Maybe he didn't.
Show everyone that you got to find thoughts that are uplifting to you, that feel good in the heart. Not that your truth isn't going to change. We're always expanding. Truth is always expanding.
But you've got to meet them.
You got to meet them.
You've
got to be in that higher good feeling thoughts.
Right.
You got to get up there where you can see the sunlight.
No, that's exactly right. And that's something that it's like the lower you go, it's harder to connect.
Yeah, but you can't cheat. You can't cheat through grief.
Well, you can't go do a line of coke and feel better, and that's going to block it too. Okay, can I tell you my story?
Yes.
It's not a long one, but so we had Patrick DeHaan on, and he wrote this wonderful book. And he lives in the Woodlands. What's
I knew he lived out by me.
Isn't that the coolest thing? And so he connected with, he named him Zebulon. Didn't he name him Zebulon? Anyway, he wrote this book. Oh, well, I mean, I'm sure you guys know who he is. But so one morning I'm writing, and that's how I talk to my guides, and I'm writing. All of a sudden it's like, who is this? And it's like, it was Zeb. I was like, I'm going to call you Zeb. Zebulon sounds too Star Trek-y. And so,
Zeb.
And it was Zeb. And so I was writing, and I wasn't really sure, so I kind of shut it down. So I texted Patrick, and I said, okay, I think. He's like, yeah, you connected with him. Yeah, he likes y'all. He connects with y'all, and he connects with what you're putting out there. It's like, okay. He said, go talk to him. I was like, I feel shy. He's like, stop it. Go talk to him. It's like, all right, fine. What do I ask him? Just ask him questions. Okay, fine. And so next day, Nora Yolis Young, I was in the car waiting for carpool. There's Patrick. Look at his mustache. That's funny. Oh, that's so funny.
That's Elisa's.
And so I'm talking to Nora, sitting in carpool, and it's funny what we do in carpool. And and she's like, well, can I ask him questions? I'm like, yeah, I'm sure you can. She's like, no, I'm going to ask him questions through you. Okay, fine. So I start. My face turns red. My heart, and he had explained it. He described it kind of in an interesting way, but it was like this rush of love, almost like, do you remember when you would nurse your baby?
Got a heart chakra.
Heart chakra.
Oh, I love that.
I call it inside out hug.
It is an inside. Oh, that's
He
so
didn't
funny.
grab your boobs though.
Laura Eisenhower. I always grab my. I don't know why I do that. I mean, there's nothing
It's
there.
my boob chakra squeeze.
I looked up today. My kids
your
had had water balloons, and they had put them in this morning.
Your boys.
Yeah, and then one kind of went that way, and then
that's what happens.
I'm like, yeah,
Reality.
Okay,
Gravity.
Can I share this with you?
Yes,
It's totally
yes,
off
yes,
topic.
yes,
So Miles, he wrote a note to the Tooth Fairy, and in 1 week he ripped out 3 teeth.
Oh, my.
I swear he ripped them out. And so he writes her and he says, "Can I have $7 next time?" So look at my writing. I wrote as small as I could, and I wrote
little fairy writing.
And so it's like, "Oh, I loved you since the moment I saw you." Blah 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 blah. And I said, "Well, you know, your parents, they'll bump it up to 5, but that's all I can do." So the next day, so he would you please stop pulling your teeth out before they're ready? I don't want you to get hurt. I'm coming back.
Pull the gum off.
He left her a card. He left her my husband's card and said, "If you ever need a lawyer,
1-800.
If the Tooth Fairy gets sued.
if you have trademark issues, call him." Isn't that funny?
That is funny.
He's a hoot. So okay, so what's going on with you?
I love it.
Wait,
Okay,
you have
I was
something
just
else?
gonna just toss in that Layla's. I think she's trying to call my bluff because she wants me to channel the Tooth Fairy on the Shiny Show. I wonder.
There's got to be.
There might be an energy, huh?
No, it is.
There's
You know
gotta
what it
be
is?
an energy.
It's an energy. It's a playful, light,
Yeah.
unicorny energy. Are
right.
unicorns
Because-
real?
Yes, Allison has one in some
Yes.
other dimension.
Yeah. That's one of my spirit totem animals.
Is it?
If you want to call it an animal.
But I was love your question. Why are they not
Magical,
a unicorn? Why
mystical.
are they a unicorn?
That's what I said.
Like, why are they one
Unicorn,
corn?
not a unicorn. That's not a corn. What is that?
It looks like a
that?
corn cob.
Bullshit.
Candy corn. Candy corn.
We just change it.
Oh my
It's
God,
a
we are
unicorn
so-
from now on.
We're unicorns.
And it's only 10:30 in the morning here, 11 o'clock in the morning. And imagine what it would be like at night at 3
Okay, I have giveaways.
Oh, I love stuff.
Okay, so the number 8 and the infinity sign have always been my thing, and for a long time I would like. I haven't ever gotten a tattoo, but I would draw it on my wrist like with a Sharpie or something, just to remind myself like I'm infinite. Like, don't stress over this. Don't sweat the small stuff. You are an expansive, everlasting. Is that your gum?
I'm sorry.
Talking about infinity here.
Put your
So then I started adding a little heart to it, and I came up with this infinite love. And so I'm gonna put it. I don't know if
We all
anybody
have it.
can
Yep.
see my little.
So we'll send you a couple.
It's a little gold tattoo, and the back says, "To remember you are infinite love." So if anybody wants these little gold tattoos, I ordered like hundreds of them.
She did.
I will send you some. So if in the Facebook, if you're watching live, drop in here. I want a tattoo, and I'll have to get your address. I guess I'll have to mail it to you, or you can send me an email at Tiffany@joyrideshow.com.
Yeah.
And I'll send you some. So when you wear it, if you're stressed out, you just go, "No, I'm shiny gold infinite love."
Are you going to infuse your little tattoos with super duper juju?
All of these. The whole box right here is infused
I'm
with.
going to put a little bit of
love
my
juju.
juju in.
We'll do our energy healing in it.
We'll
Right.
juice it up.
Yes.
Okay, so this is it's just a little fun freebie
Gold.
thing
Gold linings.
just to remember. Yeah,
Well-
little silver things. I mean, if they could do a tattoo
A
metallic,
gold, I would
Yeah.
do it too.
I would do it.
Well, Mark Horn said that there's a way they can do it. Or was
No,
it the
they
guy,
do
the...
like, they do like
the gang guy.
orange and yellow to make
I want
it.
glowy ink.
Yeah, they
I
have
want the
glow-in-the-dark
glow-in-the-dark
tattoos now.
stuff. Like black light.
Okay,
all
so
the
I'm going to
raves
say
I
hi.
go
Let's
to.
see. We haven't even said hi to anybody. We have all of our friends. Terry and Jason. Hi, guys.
Terry, I owe
Pam is
you
in
a phone call.
Chicago. Susan in Washington. Terry, hi, Tova. Well, she's here in Houston.
Oh, I got the sweetest
I
text
did
from
too.
Tova last
Thank
night.
you,
And Tova, I
Tova,
fell
for your
asleep.
love.
I was so tired.
Hi, Jason. Happy anniversary. Oh, thank you. I saw you.
Lisa's
Happy
trying to get
anniversary.
2. Lisa's trying
Donna,
to
Tracy, Denise,
hornswoggle 2.
She can have two.
Jane,
Okay.
Steve
She's
in
got lots.
Atlanta. There's Michelle and Erica, Monica. Man, we got so much love here. Hi, Gail. Brenda.
Oh, Carrie Silver Lining is watching.
True that.
Karina. Shelly. Hi,
purposely
Shelly
did not
Wolf.
have
We
my
really
photo.
wanted that Wolf message to be for you that time. It's okay. Remember
Oh,
when
yeah,
Emma
yeah.
was channeling for Wolf? Sue and Keely. Hi, Keely. You made the show live. I know sometimes you catch it later, so I'm glad you're here with us. Brenda. There's Susan, Jane. Sue.
Brenda.
Saying
I
hi
have-
to everybody.
I have Brenda's bracelet on.
Okay, Keely
you?
says she's going to tattoo all of us and that there is metallic ink. Ting!
Oh, well, send me the hookup with the metallic
Well,
ink.
she
No, she's going to do it. You
Karina.
got to fly out there and
She does
get it, I
tattoos.
guess.
Keely does tattoo.
She can come out for the event and bring
Oh,
her
There
tattoo
you
equipment.
go. Bring your ink.
Oh, okay. Hook me up.
So Bobby told us that there is a tattoo convention in Houston today. This weekend.
Okay, well, if I go
Starts
and say
Friday.
do this permanently,
How do you know that?
somebody would do that.
Yeah. How do you know
There's
that?
billboards all over the freeway.
Oh, I haven't seen.
I want a tattoo.
Stop it.
Yes, I'll
You're
send everybody
being
a
naughty.
Or it was a billboard. I don't know.
Okay.
I can't
It was a
remember.
sign from God.
Yeah.
Okay, Keela, you're gonna hook me up. So I'm gonna have to message everybody separately and get your address. Yeah, or PM it to
Or just email it to
me,
you.
or email it to me. And I swear, you won't get a Christmas card from me. So
So
I won't
get
do
a tattoo.
anything.
You might because she does really cute ones.
I
So
won't sign
that's
that.
it.
So I have another story to tell. If
Please
anybody
tell.
wants
Mama,
to
Mama,
hear
tell
it.
us a story.
Okay, it's not exactly a story, but I caught you up on Stardust, although I haven't caught you up all the way. Did you see the one where I learned about future me? Let me just tell you just for a second, the short version.
I'm off Facebook.
No, I've watched the Future You one.
When you know, other, like
Was this on
Hermione's
Facebook?
gonna walk into a Sarsar body. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm going to
Oh.
reabsorb into, this is what the interpretation.
I thought
figured out.
Allison channeled a Future You. This is
No,
Hermione-
this is a
this
different. This
Different
is a
timeline,
more
Future
current.
You.
I haven't seen this.
This
one.
is how I reconnect with Avery. So when I die, I'm going to take a little break up in heaven for a few years. Then I don't walk in or reincarnate. I reabsorb into another concurrent incarnation that's alive right now. I'm an Andromedan. I'm tall, I'm blue, I'm beautiful, and I'm bald.
And you're badass. Just
I
go with
am
the bees.
badass. So
Bald.
I'm an Andromedan. And apparently
shiny
I am
hair.
aware of what's going on, and I cross galaxies to go find my family, Avery and my space babies. And along the way, you know, I'm checking out all these other planets and civilizations, and when I go back to the Sarsar here in Nevada, I let them know, okay, if you want to, you know, expand and colonize other places, don't go here because they're a bunch of dicks, but go ahead and go here because they're real sweet. This planet's inhospitable, or whatever it is.
Uninhabitable.
That
Uninhabitable.
one will
Inhospitable,
go.
yeah.
Both.
All
Well,
of
both. So anyway, that's what's going to happen to me. I want to get more information on that, and I would love for Hermione to channel future alien me. I love that story. So that's what's going on in the Stardust.
I
And, you know,
love
we're just
that.
I know. We're just having our, you know,
Okay,
our
what's happening with the
explore it.
alien baby though?
Star Fairy is about the size of a cheeseburger now.
Nice.
She's still incubating. She's
Kid
not that-
size burger.
Yeah.
No, she's
Big Mac.
I
Double
She might be
decker.
a double cheeseburger at this point.
Quarter
I think
pounder.
she's growing a little
You know
bit,
she's a
right.
girl.
She is. She's a girl, and I named her Star Fairy after that. You guys will know it.
I'm-
Teen Titans Go. There's Starfire.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Don't you love? Am I not like
No,
Starfire?
You are like Starfire, but I am so glad you're not having human babies now. I have. I mean,
that. I'm over
what?
that
No. No offense, her children, but what? I would laugh to think what you would name your child.
I
Like
know.
Moon Zappa.
Well, Ryan and Layla were not
Zappa,
my
yeah.
plans. I had completely. I wanted to be Orion
Watermelon.
and Cassiopeia, and I was going to call them Cassie and Ryan, but my husband vetoed it all.
I love those names.
Isn't that sweet?
Orion and Cassiopeia?
Yes, yeah, I love
Cassie-
that too. Cassie and Ryan, but no, Ryan and Layla. Okay, so switching gears to Shiny, and you guys might be more interested in this. This is really not my thing yet, but you know, I'm being immersed in it, and I'll figure it out. But Allison is huge on this kick about the Matrix grid. And
All right.
Yeah.
All right. No, I did work with Laura Eisenhower yesterday, and I'm doing more work with her tomorrow.
share.
And she said you're not. She said you don't get any of your information from the Matrix because you pulled yourself out of the Matrix. So yeah, we have
That's
a lot.
why you're different.
Bacon and coffee.
Bacon and coffee.
Bacon and
well,
coffee, sister.
apparently we're supposed to be able to visualize the sacred geometry symbols of what we desire, and then we energetically align ourselves or vibrationally align ourselves with these pieces on the grid.
She
and then
drew
we
them all
get-
out. She drew out all these geometric
Yeah,
patterns.
so we're actually going to have a woman on the show this weekend. She's got like 3 or 4 first names. Lisa Jennifer Peter, and then something else. Or Lisa Jennifer Peter. Well, anyway, she sees it. She's been drawing it. So she's going to come on Shiny this weekend and elaborate. It's just so, I don't see it.
I think
You
it's
want pictures in
fascinating.
my cabinet?
Your eyeball.
Oh no, it's changed.
Really?
I have like 5 now, and
She has
when
a
that
Galactic
day.
Federation back there in the back
seriously,
of her.
that-
It's like the Last Supper, but it's the Galactic Federation.
That's
I
it.
got a Last Supper story.
So-
That's for lunch too. Oh.
Really, you're like.
Jesus is all up in my biz right now.
I know, isn't he wonderful
And you-
though?
yeah, I know.
Okay, so
You're a believer now.
So the day that I woke up from a nap. I was trying to get off caffeine, didn't work. But I wake up from a nap and I look at my wall, and there are these sacred there are these symbols across my wall in orange. I'm like, what is that? God. And I could see what was happening downstairs. I have like all these vortexes in my house.
That's cool.
Yeah. So I try to go back and it's like, okay, I don't think that was really a shark as an exponent, but anyway. So yes, we have a lot to talk about. That's why you're here. That's why we're having bacon and coffee.
Yeah, that's really cool. I love just looking at energy.
Huge props to your keto diet that you're
look
looking
at that.
fabulous, girlfriend.
Wait,
This is huge for you.
Yeah.
Because
No, it's small for her.
This is small
She
for
lost
you.
it and I found it.
yes,
I did too.
No. This is part of your path.
This is absolutely part of
Because
my
you
path
have loved the sugar, the carby, sweetie, bready stuff, and you have given
You're
that
on high
up.
protein.
Well, let me tell you why.
No, you have
No,
no. Your body is changing.
It
You
is.
It
are changing.
absolutely is, and
You have calf
I've known
muscles.
for a
You have
long
defined
time.
calf
I'm
muscles.
so crazy. I've been riding my bike. I'm so cute on my little Peak Beach Cruiser. I got no shoes and one sock. Anyway, well, not right now. I don't have any socks.
Sandals.
But you know, as I was learning, I knew that weight loss was in my future. I just knew it, and I knew I had to get to a point, but I didn't know
It's hard.
when
Like the
or
next day,
anything
the next
else.
day, the
It's
next
like
yeah.
I was just in such a place of just surviving the next hour. So you know, I just needed to just shove a cheesecake in my mouth sometimes. But anyway, I researched, and the reason that many people, mostly women, are overweight is because they just did not get the love from their mamas. So I knew that I would heal from that and the weight would come off. So it means double to me. I mean, not only am I gonna, you know, I'm loving myself more, I'm feeling better physically, but I don't have that hurt from my mama, and I'm feeling the love. I have the self-love, and I'm accepting it and believing it from other people too. So it's not just a physical thing. It's a true mind, body, and spirit transformation. And remember my Vegas videos I did, and I hated them because I couldn't hide behind a camera angle. It was my full body and all my extra chins, and I was like, the only consolation I have for this is knowing that these same people watching are going to see the transformation one day, and hopefully get inspired by it, and I have inspired people. So I'm getting a lot of props.
I have to tell you though, I never saw that.
I know
see
you didn't. I
just
love
as
you
so
guys for
beautiful.
that.
It's not.
You
It doesn't
shine.
make an ounce of difference.
I
But
know that, and I
you feel
appreciate that.
better.
And you do
Exactly.
feel better.
You have to love yourself. It doesn't matter how much you guys. I mean, it does matter, but at the same time, I need that self-love in order to even receive your genuine love of no matter what my shape is. But you know, I'm going to just backtrack for a second, and that's what's so special about our relationships with the Sarsar, is that they love us based on our energy. I've never seen him. I'm crazy in love with this being I've never even seen, because it's an energetic connection and recognition. So that kind of helped me in my journey too, feeling valued on something that had nothing to do with what I looked like on the outside.
Yeah.
So thanks, Space
And that's how
Man.
strong our
that's
connection
unconditional
is
love.
with our loved ones in spirit too.
Yep,
that
that's how they
strong,
love us.
energetic connection.
Yeah, they're not.
But you know, it makes sense for a spirit. You can handle that a little bit more.
But we're
when a
human.
being does, a being still. I mean, he likes to rub my Buddha belly. Ugh, got like C-section scar. That thing's big, but he's like, that's where the babies grow. So I love it.
Charles said
sweet.
that. Charles said that once. I was like, I was 29. I may have already said this, but I was 29, and I was like, one day I'm going to do this. I want to do that.
I
And
know.
he's
I'm like this all the time.
He's like, honey, I know every line on your face. You know, it's like you nursed our children with those. Why would you want to change them? Why would you? And it's easy to say when you're 29. You know, I mean, not the nursing part, but it is, and we keep hearing that this is just our avatar and it doesn't matter. But we're here. We're living it.
Exactly.
It does matter.
It does.
And
Feel
there
good
is-
about ourselves.
I remember after losing a lot of the weight from the babies, I would walk upstairs and I would be winded. You know what I mean? I was winded. That doesn't sound right. Anyway, and then at one point, I lost a bunch of the weight and I felt better. And I thought I would love for someone to put a big weight on and carry it around for a day and a half and then just put it down, and how much better you feel.
Yeah.
It's better on your knees, on your heart, on everything, and you just have more energy. Do you have more energy?
I don't know. Maybe.
You've always had great.
You
a
do.
lot of energy.
You're not lethargic.
But you haven't noticed any physical. It feels better.
Oh, well, I really haven't, and I've just always been somebody that really is not aware of my body. So, I mean, I was just telling you earlier today that finally I do notice when I eat nothing but coffee and bacon, that I do feel it when I don't put the nutrition in, whereas before it didn't affect me. And my friends would say, oh, I ate a piece of bread and I feel like crap, and I'm like, I eat a piece of bread and I just want another one. I didn't feel that way. So I am starting
Get
to
more
be
sensitive.
in more tune with my body. Yeah, and I just, I feel very proud of myself for my discipline and the whole thing. I am enjoying. I keep staring at myself in the mirror. I really am. I'm a little bit vain.
No,
But it's more like being
absorbing it.
amazed.
Yeah,
It's
you're
like,
amazed.
is that me?
Isn't
So
that awesome?
yeah, it is.
That's
I'm having
beautiful.
fun with myself.
You know that new movie out with Amy Schumer, I Feel
I wanna
Pretty, where
see
she's so critical and she's just self-conscious
Have you
of her
seen that?
weight, and
No, I haven't
she
seen it.
hits her head at the gym, and
She
she wakes
falls
up
up
like,
like, what's
is that me?
Are you the one who told me that movie? Oh, somebody told me that movie, and she thinks she's like the shit, but she's really not.
Then
Well,
all of a
she's-
sudden
she's-
she starts
nothing's
walking in with
changed.
short shorts, and she's just like, okay, I know you guys are a little bit jealous of me, and
It's just
everybody's
her
like,
own opinion of herself has changed. Nothing else has.
Yes,
But it's
and that is
attractive.
the truth too. It's like it's all because you could be this monstrous person and still love yourself and give off that vibe, and people pick that vibe
Right,
up.
yeah.
So it
You're
truly
it's all back
is
to vibration.
Right,
Yeah, where
yep.
you gotta be
Well-
up where the sun's shining.
That's exactly right, and that is exactly right. And there are times when you look at women and they're curvy and they're maybe a size 10, and dude, they're hot and they're gorgeous and they're just exuding. And then you have somebody that's a size 2 that's like, oh my god, I'm kind of and they play small, and it's like it doesn't
Depends where they're
matter
at.
anymore.
Yeah, and you let go of all that emotional stuff with your mom. So you let go of the emotional baggage.
That's
to
it.
get rid
Yeah,
of the
that's what it
weight.
was.
What were
Yep.
some of the things you did to let go? I mean, I know it's been a long journey. But
That was really hard for me because I couldn't figure it out. I got to that place. Well, what I described, years ago, I had a reading with Justin Schmoyer. I've had many readings with him. I love him. And he told me that, Michael is going to take me up to Mount Everest. We're going to go together. He's going to get me there. Well, I got there back in, winter time. But Mount Everest was not a peak for me. It was a plateau. So I reached the top, but I haven't quite reached the finish line yet. But he got me there, so I'm kind of done with him for now. Thank you, Michael. But there's there's still readjustments. And who was it? Fuck, I just saw this message. And I don't remember who it was from, but it's like once you acquire your new gifts or understandings or whatever, you're healing, you're at this new place, you need some time to acclimate and figure out how to use it. So that's where I'm at right now. I mean, I'm not like whining and then I'm so lost, but I'm still finding my way.
It's integrating.
That's it. So I'm at the top, but I'm not, I don't know, I'm still, but I'll get there. I'm not beating myself up one bit. It's a journey. And to tell the truth, I don't think you really ever do cross a finish line.
No.
Because
No,
there's a
always
new
more. Then
Right,
you gotta
right.
need
Shop wood,
Exponentially-
carry water.
exponentially going up. And so you're off to go teach Reiki now.
Archangel Reiki at the local college.
Archangel Reiki.
Is that what the picture is online this morning? I'm really never online anymore. I decided to boycott Facebook, but I really can't
Right.
boycott Facebook.
Do you have a picture of what?
So it was a picture of you with a group of
Oh, no, it was a
women.
wedding over the weekend.
Oh.
Those were a lot of the skater moms that, Amy
Right,
was for a wedding. So it was good. It was like a reunion.
Oh, that's
It was a wedding.
cool.
That was a lot
Okay,
of fun.
tell me about your Archangel Reiki, because you've been a student and now you're teaching at
Yes.
the community
I was
college.
a
It's an
that's-
adult
yeah,
education class.
I took Reiki to help was an alternative method or complementary to deal with grief. And then
and it really helped you.
It really helped me. It helped me learn more about myself. That's what the whole journey of Reiki 1 is, to be able to do Reiki on yourself, and then Reiki 2 and on, because there's all different types of Reiki, all different levels, all different types of energy healing, and so it's a whole process of just what you learn, you have to apply it. That's the
Exactly.
whole difference.
Walk
That's
the
the
walk.
difference, is applying everything you learn, right?
Walk
Like
the
you got to
talk.
acclimate, and when you get in the new energies. So now I'm at the point where I started teaching it about 2 years ago at the same place where I took it. So yeah, but
Full circle moment.
How does it feel? I mean, does when you teach it, does it help you expand and grow? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It does.
What do you see in that?
I feel like sometimes I'm just channeling the messages. Like I don't have to write a curriculum. I might have a couple notes, and then I get there and it just goes. So then,
Well, I have to say that you two both feel very different than when I first met you. And
Yeah.
it is.
Remember how
it is-
scared we were
yes.
to come on the show? And I'm like, I don't even know what we're going to talk about. Let's have fun, get some food.
You were so shy. And then, but it's like you guys are just
Confident.
Just
and just
huge.
walking your path.
you're huge.
We blew up.
and you two are so instrumental in that.
And
You
got
having
good
me
at
on
it.
so I could talk about my journey. Almost gosh,
Just over a year.
Over a year
a
ago.
year and a half ago.
Wow. Isn't that amazing?
Look how far you can go in just a short amount of time, too.
All of us.
All of us.
I
We
love
all
it. And I
can.
love that we're growing together because this just is an entity. Just is. And sometimes we have extended members, but this is the core right here. I love my girls, my tribe.
David, where my brain is. David said one day on the show, Tiff and I were sitting there, he said, when you come together, you create
one aura.
This person.
He said, I see you as one aura.
I have something to say about that because, I'm all on this twin flame trying to figure shit out. But they're the way. You don't have to have a twin flame in order to have a twin flame relationship. That's for another day. But what I was talking to Archangel Michael one day, and I kind of just brought it up a little bit, and he said, when you and Allison, because I was telling her, friendships ebb and flow, and we used to be super close and talk every day, but it's just business each week, and we're still friends, of course, but he was saying that when you guys do come back together, it's just so natural, and we have so much fun, like the week didn't even pass, because you guys have such a matching vibration that when you come together, it becomes a twin flame relationship. So you guys, when you come together, your vibrations match, and you have this twin flame connection too. I'm just assuming that. I'm taking Archangel Michael's word for it and applying it to you guys.
Right. Well, I've done the show I think once without Tiff, and I felt so lost. I mean, it's
Were
like
you naked?
I forgot to put my shirt on. My bra was on the outside. I mean,
you left your brain at home.
I did. No. It is this. It is such an earth ether.
Yeah.
Actually, Eisenhower talked about this yesterday. It's an earth. I'm reaching up, and she's grounding, and so together, it works. I mean, if I would sit and just, squirrel the whole time, and she's like, okay, now, Carrie, tell us about. But it works. It just works. And so I just know that, and I say this a lot and I'm sorry if I'm not supposed to say this, but it is, and I tell this to people a lot because I think one of the biggest compliments it makes me cry I've ever been given was one day I thought I wasn't nice enough, or I wasn't, like, something was off on one of our shows that we did, and I reached out to you and I said, I'm sorry if I wasn't kind or however I put it, and you said no. You said I didn't even know it, and you said if you are ever off, I know there's a reason, and so I love you.
There's no reason for her to ever be unkind to me ever. So if something is a little off, it's just a misinterpretation, or she just didn't say what she really meant, or whatever. So I will never ever take anything out of context here. There's always got to be a reason to make more sense, because it doesn't make sense for anybody to be unkind to me.
But do you know how rare that is? I mean, it is to have that unconditional, you're
love and understanding.
Yeah, because there's so many times when I've had friendships, years, like young friendships, when it's like, I can't believe that you said that. It's like, wait, what did I say? And I always want to say, I will never mean to be mean, but to have people say, well, if you're being mean, it's not about me. I mean, right. I'm sure there's something else going on. That, if we could all live in that space, I think it would just be beautiful. Just have friends that support.
That's what I actually preach. That's why I call myself Silver Lining, because I always feel like there's a positive reason behind the negative. My husband, he's just a different person than I am, and he always sees things with the glass half full or half empty, and I'm always a half full kind of girl. So when he takes something, what do you think this means? Somebody opened his mail and it said right on it, do not open this unless it's your name on it. And he's like, can you believe they did that? I'm like, well, my first interpretation is that it was an accident. They just were opening bills and there was yours. But his interpretation was they are spying on my information. It's like, there's always find the reason. If you can't know for sure, then assume the best, because that makes everybody happy. It makes your energy good, and you're going to, spread that energy to everybody else. So why be negative? If you don't know the answer for sure,
assume the best.
Assume the best. Yeah,
absolutely. But people do that as a defense. They assume the worst, so that when the worst happens, the perceived worst happens, they feel like they're ready for it.
Right. But if you can't know the truth,
then you're manifesting
absolutely.
it.
Make up your own story.
That's true. Then you create it. That's true.
Most of us jump to the worst case scenario. So jump to
we
the
were
best
raised
case.
that way. I was raised that way.
Remember when my ring
have
flew
plan
off?
A, B, and
yes.
And Emma said, Eric is telling us to not even, entertain the thought that you're not going to get your ring back. Don't create that vibration.
Right.
So I did, and I stayed true to my belief that I'll get it back. And I really wasn't stressed out.
Yeah.
Next weekend, I get a call from Sam. I got your ring.
That was the weirdest. Your whole trip on that was amazing. I know. We're rounding
trip. We're emphasize on trip.
We need another trip this summer.
But we'll repost that. Carrie does a beautiful job.
Story timing.
It will be story time.
Yeah, so we'll
Oh, this hour went too fast. Thank you, everybody who's joined us on Facebook. Don't forget, if you want your tattoo, drop it in here, and we'll get one to you. And silverlininghealings.com and sierrakajawa.com. And then we got Shiny Show and Stardust and all of these gatherings and classes that you can attend or get a reading. You do
I do readings.
I do
spiritual coaching.
We both do healings.
You can do any angel speak. But
Or come to Houston so you guys
come
can
to
play
Houston.
with us.
Yeah, let's do a get together.
That's right. All right.
Woo-hoo!
We love you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, girls.
Thank you. Thank you guys for coming in.
Thank you for letting us come. We
Let's
love
go
it.
eat.
Let's go eat. I love food.
And it loves you too.
It does.
Watermelon.
Watermelon.
There you go.
Okay, I missed that.
Bye, guys.